Some time ago I made this rather fun box. I made it using some carved doors off an old sideboard and a little cocktail cabinet. The lid I made from repurposing the bits off an old kitchen cupboard door. It looked so nice that she who must be obeyed decided that she'd like one of these. This is an antique carved oak settle or monk's bench, and we decided we'd like one for our front hall. I reasoned that the right piece of wood would turn up eventually, and sure enough I heard of this lovely old couple who were having a complete new kitchen fitted and throwing away all the old solid oak cupboard doors. There were about 15 of them, and I thought I must be able to do something with these. I knew it was going to be quite a lot of work getting all the varnish and that yellow stain off of those little intricate corners and crevices, but I could see that the grain was nice and it was going to be worth the effort. So I chose 3 pieces to make the back of the settle and started to work scraping off all the yellow varnish and stain. So now I've got the first 3 pieces scraped off. I'll just offer them up together and see what it's going to look like. I haven't worried about doing the edges because most of that will disappear when I plane it up for the joints for fitting it all together. And already you can start to see how nice this is going to be when it's all polished up and finished. The grain's looking really good. And a quick look back at its little brother, and a reminder of what prompted it all. I've been waiting for a chance to use this fabulous old thick heavy oak tabletop that I came across some while back, and this is an absolute ideal piece for the seat of the oak settle. The piece with the best grain I shall use as the seat, which will actually be a lift-up lid for the storage box underneath. The more I look at the grain on this old tabletop, the more I think it's probably elm, not oak. It's got a couple of old splits in the end, but rather than sidetrack here, I've put up a separate video showing how I dealt with those cracks and stopped them getting any worse. And the other piece, I shall take a 2 or 3 inch strip off it and put it across the top of the back panels to kind of give it a headboardy sort of finish. But now I want to put the 3 panels together to make one single piece for the back of the settle. I want a nice strong joint, so I've planed a tongue and groove joint down the edges. It's important to make sure that it's flat and square when I strap it up and glue it. And now we wait for the glue to dry to make a really good strong bond. And now I'm starting to make the seat box, but these doors are too tall for that, so they need to be cut down. Also, I want to get rid of that curly bit and leave them just with straight square panels. This is going to involve dismantling each panel, reshaping it and gluing it back together. And here's where I do my Blue Peter bit. Here's one I prepared earlier. First of all, I sawed it off at the height I wanted. Then I shortened the middle panel part. I'd guessed that these were probably not glued in, and so with a bit of a fiddle the piece came out. I needed a straight piece to make the fourth side of the panel, so this arched piece got a touch of reshaping. Then I put it in a groove for the centre panel to go in and reshaped it a bit. It's not exactly the same as the other moulding, but it's close enough and it'll do. The good thing about using the existing piece reshaped is that the ends of the piece are already shaped to fit round the moulding on the side pieces. And now this is roughly what it'll look like. I just need to glue it up and scrape it all off again and clean it up, and then do the same thing for another 6 or 7 panels.